Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. Some of you guys wanted to see the Wayne Manor decorated for our friend the Batman. Also, you were asking where can we get some Batman base items? Let's take a look. Let's start with the marketplace. Obviously, there's the new Manor decor pack. We'll see a lot of those items. So you can see here the items that are included in the pack. A lot of them are items that were already in the game, but there's a few new items like the Wayne Manor Secret Door or the Batcave Batwing. We already had a Batwing. Actually, we have a couple of Batwings by now, but this is the full-sized Batwing. And of course, there's the Bat Computer and more pack, where basically we have a whole bunch of Bat Computers and all that good stuff. Some doors, some lights, some computers. We have some Bat symbols to put on the walls. And there's also the Bat Trophies and More pack. In this case, you have the Batmobile, the mini Batwing that I mentioned. So now we're going to have the full-size Batwing with the Manor pack. But here we have the mini Batwing if for some reason you don't like the bigger one. And we have the T-Rex statue, the giant penny, the Joker playing card, some more Bat symbol, and some more computer stuff. So these are the ways you can get some base items if you don't mind spending some money. But there is also another alternative. There are some Batman base items you can get as random drop in the Turf War DLC or the Earth 3 DLC. Actually, the Turf War, I thought it was called the Riddle with Crime DLC. I guess it has multiple names, like a lot of stuff in the game. I guess it is the Riddle with War DLC. I guess Turf War was the name of the duo. So again, you have the Gotham City Zoo where you could get some Batman base items if you're lucky, or the Earth 3 DLC again. But pretty much the better option to be able to get the base item you want from the various DLCs is to just buy them from the broker. It's a bit challenging to show you all the base items, but I'll try to show you at least a few. So you have the Bat Signal, and there's a few versions of the Bat Signal. There's a version that's interactive, there's a version that's always on. There's some Bat Signal lights that you can put either on the ceiling, on the walls. There's a whole bunch of Gotham Zoo base items. And there's a whole bunch of Batman posters that we've had throughout the years. Some are pretty recent from the latest Batman Day, but there might still be some from the previous years. So you can see some Batman Who Loves covers that we can get here. And we even have still the Batman statue. And sadly at this point, as you can see, it is freaking expensive. So the broker might be a good option to get some of those base items, but again, if you don't mind spending some money, the best option is to just buy them from the marketplace. So let's take a quick look at our lair. There's a few base items like the Manor pack comes with a whole bunch of plants like this one. There's two sorts of plants. There's the smaller ones and there's the bigger ones. And you get a whole bunch of them. You get like 5, 6, 10 of them. I forget, but you get a lot of them. The same with those couches. You get also a nice little piano. I'm a bit sad we cannot play this one. There's a few pianos we got in the past where you could click on the piano and it would play. Not this one. There's the armors, like the standing armors. These come from the Manor pack. The fireplace, I got it in the game, but I completely forget where I got it from. And there's a nice poster on the wall that has nothing to do with Batman, but I kind of like it. So there it is. There's a whole bunch of TVs you can get in the game. So you'll see there's a lot of base items like the couches. You get a lot of those from the Manor pack. The same with the armors. The big Wayne portrait over there. Most of the portraits that you see on the wall here come from the Manor pack. The exception to that, maybe I should switch armory. The exception to that is a portrait on the top. That one is the third, it's a portrait we got for the 3rd anniversary of DC Universe Online, if I recall correctly. And somehow I got 2 of them. Don't ask why. And one of the complaints I saw with the Wayne Manor was that there was no window. And there's no shortage of windows in DC Universe Online already. Like here we have the Gotham window with the Bat Signal in it. And this one comes from the Riddle with Crime DLC. And as you can see, I got a whole bunch of them. I got even more, but I don't have them all here. So already straight when you purchase the Manor Lair itself, you get a whole bunch of base items that come with it. So let us start this way. So again, these are portraits that come from the Manor pack. This one too. And here, there's a few portraits. These come from the BVS swag bag we got years ago. Sadly, those portraits are no longer available in the game, but I thought some of you guys might like to get a look at those items. Sadly, again, I don't have enough items to properly decorate this base. That's why I'm using some of the BVS posters, so that the base doesn't look too empty. So here we have more windows. In this case, it's the windows with the Riddler signal as opposed to the bat signal. And again, you can see more of those couches and the plant as well. As I said, you get a lot of those in the pack. You also get those windows. So the windows you see here, I got those from the Riddle from DLC. But the windows you see there with the drapes, these actually come from the Wayne Manor pack. And there's also a few rugs, although this one I forget where I got it from. It's a mystical rug. It drops probably at a lot of places in the game. But this rug does come from with the wind pack if I recall correctly. So let's continue over here. Here are a few tables that come from the Thanksgiving. Usually around Thanksgiving, there's about a week where we get some special items. These come from there. This one comes from the Earth 3. The frame here comes from the Earth 3 DLC. And here we'll come back to the entrance in just a minute. We don't see the entrance. I'm so sad. Not sure why sometimes it disappears, but when you activate it, then the bookshelves reappear. We'll come back in just a minute. The bed, sadly, I forget where I got this one from. There's a whole bunch of bed you can get in the game. Although I should probably try to get a better bed than this one. And of course, I'll need a few desks and stuff like that. So again, some more there's also TVs like this one that come from the Riddle of Crime DLC. And again, some more windows with the bat symbol. I don't think I have... Again, here are some smaller chairs. Again, some frames that come from the Manor pack. So the Manor pack gives you a whole bunch of base items right from the start, so that your lair can have at least some base items into it. Again, the Wonder Woman poster from the BVS swag bag. Again, sadly, it's no longer available. Some more frames from the Earth 3 DLC. And here we have again some more windows that come from the Manor pack. And now let's go down into the Batcave. So I showed you basically there's this little secret door that hides the entrance to the Batcave. In my previous video, I mentioned that I was a bit surprised that they did not use the Shakespeare bust. You can see the Shakespeare bust right there. And this was the bust used in the Batman TV show when Batman needed to go into the Batcave. So he would activate the entrance from this little bust. I thought this was what they would use. But somehow they went with another bust. What can you do? And there's also the grandfather clock that was used in order to be able to activate the entrance to the Batcave. Basically would set it to the hour, the time at which time the Waynes had been murdered, and then it would open the door to the Batcave. But again, they went with this little statue, so when you click on the statue, as you can see, it opens the door, and you can click on it to close it again. Sadly, the door is not a solid object, so you can still go through it even if you don't click on the statue. But if you're a little bit of a role player, you will want to open the door to go into the Batcave. And you can even close it. Sadly, the door glitches a bit. As you saw a bit earlier, we could not see the bookshelves until I activated the door again. It's sad, but what can you do? And here we have the Batcave. So a lot of those base items come from the packs from the marketplace. Here we have the huge Batwing that comes from the Manor pack. And sadly right now the armories are not working properly with the lair. It's sad, but it happens sometimes. So we do not see the characters in the armory. I don't know when they're going to fix it. They are aware of the bug, so they are supposed to fix it at some point. It's only a matter of when will they be able to fix it. So you can see a whole bunch of Bat computers that come from the various Batman packs. The Batmobile, of course, a must-have for everyone who has a Batcave. So you can see various Bat windows, Bat emblem, the door also to the Batcave. The one thing though is that this is pretty much the only place where I can really put the door. Like it would be either here or here. And there is a spot here to put an amenity. But if you put an amenity here, it's in the way for the Batmobile to exit the Batcave. Yeah, I know I'm being a bit nerdy here, but so I decided not to put an amenity so that it wouldn't block the door to the Batcave. And of course, here you can see the statue. We got this statue for the Batman Day 2 years, 3 years ago. It's been a while. As you saw, you can still get it on the broker, but at this point, it will be very, very expensive. The Moebius chair, I love this chair. Oh, and also there's a platform over here. You can actually stand on the platform, and it gives you a nice view from the window. Sadly, this is pretty much the only wall where you can actually put some of those windows or the emblems. And so I had to put my teleporter here. I will use that in just a minute. So I get some more computer stuff. Here we have the T-Rex. The T-Rex was a tight fit in the previous Batcave, but here it fits fine. We could put it either here or down here. And obviously, as you can see, I have more than one. So again, from the trophy thing, you get the penny. The bat signal again come from the Earth 3 DLC, but as you saw, you can buy it easily from the broker. So we have another platform here. I bought them. If you're wondering how come I have so many Bat computers, I bought multiple copies of the Batman base items packs from the marketplace. So that's why. So again, here this is the quarter. And we also have a dime right here. So there's various trophies you can put in your Batcave if you want to. Here we have the Joker card. So you can see the distinction between the full-sized Batwings or the mini Batwing. So the size is pretty impressive, I think. And here we have the bat signal that we can actually activate. But you saw the one down here that's always activated. And there's also a version that is never activated and that you cannot activate. So one of the concerns that I've heard people have is that it is a pretty small Batcave. I thought it was big enough, but I can understand if somehow you think that the Batcave is too small for whatever reason. The one alternative I could think of is let's go here. So we're going to use our teleporter, and we will go to Bat 2. So if somehow you think that the Batcave is too small behind the Wayne Manor, what you could do is that you could get the cave lair, and you could pretend that when you use the teleporter, you go into the lower level of the Batcave. And you can see here in this case, the armories actually do work. And again here, this is a whole bunch of base items that come from reverse Batman packs from the marketplace. Although here we have a Batman poster that comes from the BVS swag bag. Again, sadly, that is no longer available in the game. And the same for the BVS poster here. And as you can see, I got multiple copies of the Batman statue. For some reason on Batman Day, some people did not want to keep their statue, so they would sell it on the broker, and I would buy a few. And of course, I have multiple Batmobile. As I mentioned earlier, I bought multiple copies of the various Batman base items from the marketplace. And here you'll have an example of what I meant. Like, we had the T-Rex and we had the Batcave, but the T-Rex was a tight fit in the Batcave, and even then, like, you can see the tail is sticking into the beam. Like, there wasn't really any proper room to be able to put the T-Rex so that we could see it properly. For a long time, what I would use is I would use the Brainiac lair instead, so that I could have a big room to put in the T-Rex. Oh, and here we have all Batwing. That was a gift recently. So we have quite a few. We have the mini Batwing, we have the full-size Batwing, we have the Batwing pet that you see right now, and you have the Batwing trinket that's been following me around since I started making this video. So by now we have quite a few options for the Batwing. But you can make a pretty nice Batcave using this version of the Batcave. But obviously if you use this version, you won't have the manor that goes with it. So the less bad option I would say is that if you get the Manor Lair and you think that the Batcave is too small, you could also get the Cave Lair and using the teleporter go from one to the next, pretending that this is an even lower level beneath beneath the Batcave in the Manor Lair. So we see some of those, the window, the emblem, some more bat signals, the mini Batwing again, another Batmobile, the Bat Door, some more Bat computers. Normally what I do is that whenever we have a sale, like once in a while we'll have a sale on the various Batman-based items, I'll purchase a few of those packs when we have a sale. So that's why I have so many of those. And I also have another lair. Let's go to our final Batman lair for now. So basically I used to have 3 layers. I had a penthouse that was more or less supposed to be my my Wayne Manor, sort of. Although at some point Batman had a penthouse in Gotham in the 70s. I guess in the 70s at some point they thought that having Batman living in the Wayne Manor way far from Gotham was a bit silly. So they decided to give him a penthouse in Gotham City. That lasted for a while, but eventually he went back into the Wayne Manor. So I had a penthouse, I had the Batcave lair, but again, some of the rooms were a little too small for my taste. So then I had also the Brainiac lair, which was sort of another level, where I could have some of the bigger base items, like the T-Rex, for example. And here, right now, mostly what I have in this lair is a lot of posters we had through the years. Like these are posters, I have posters that we had for the 1000th issue of Detective Comics. There's also posters we got for Batman Day the previous years. You'll see a lot of them. So you can see some posters we got also. I think the Riddler posters were from Batman Day last year, but I could be misremembering. But basically we got a lot of posters that had to do with the Riddler for some reason. I think it was supposed to tie in with the Batman movie. The Riddler is going to be the main evil villain in the Batman movie. But with everything that's happened in the past year, obviously the movie has been pushed back. But we still have, so basically it's a mixture of a whole bunch of posters. Here we have a nice posters by Bruce Timm, a poster by Tim Sale, Greg Capullo, obviously, and Jim Steranko. Well, I'm a bit surprised though. I don't recall Jim Steranko working on Batman, but could be just I'm misremembering. And of course, we have posters by the legendary Bernie Wrightson. Holy crap! This one I think is Frank Cho. And of course, these are smaller versions of the bigger ones we just saw. And also we got some newer poster this year, like the Batman the World posters. Mixed in with other posters, obviously. So basically I needed some extra room to be able to show off all those great posters we had throughout the years. So I have basically one Wayne Manor that's dedicated to that, at least for now. And we should have some more here. So again, some more Riddler posters. This is the Batman poster that we saw as a loading screen for a long time. Now we can get it during the anniversary event. Sadly, for a lot of those posters, you cannot really get them anymore in the game, but you can still buy a lot of them on a broker. There's quite a few people who still sell those posters on a broker. So if you're lucky, you might be able to purchase some of them from the broker. And if you're really lucky, you might be able to purchase them for not too high a price. So I got some more of those posters. And this is a poster we got, I think, around the time the Justice League movie was about to be released. So there's various occasions where we got posters for the Justice League movie, for Batman Day. Every year for Batman Day, we usually get a bunch of new posters. But also there were other occasions, like for the 1000th issue of Detective Comics. But I love those posters. And for the drape here with the bat symbol, that one comes from Trigon's Prison. It's a random drop from Trigon's Prison. Although I bought a lot of them, I have a lot of them for various characters, and a lot of them I bought from the broker. So keep an eye out for drapes on the broker, and you might get lucky. And the emblem that you see on the drape, it's the emblem you set for your lair. You can set an emblem for your lair. Let me show you. You can set an emblem for your lair in your control panel, and the emblem you set for your lair is the emblem you will also see on your tide hanging decorative drape. Oh, we're lucky there's a few on the brokers. So you can see tide hanging decorative drape, and the emblem that is set on the drape is the emblem that you set for your lair. So there you go, guys, Wayne Manor. Obviously it's a work in progress, as you saw, but already from the start, with the Wayne Manor pack, you get a whole bunch of base items to be able to fill your lair at least a little bit. So I started with the Batman because you guys already had questions about that, but obviously I'll make a whole bunch of different characters. I have the Green Lantern that's coming up, I have the Flash that's coming up, I have the Evil Joker that's coming up. So this could turn into a whole series of various lair with different characters. So even if you do not have a Batman character, you can still use the lair for a whole bunch of stuff. This could easily be an Arkham Asylum, a haunted house, a Flash museum, and more.